Okay, so I've been asked a very interesting question on Facebook. I've posted a solution to the question y cubed over 2y is equal to 125, and that's all the question said. And now what I've done is I've cancelled y from the bottom and cancelled one of the y's from the top, and I was asked, is that legal? Am I going to lose an answer by doing that? And the answer is yes, it's perfectly legal and there's nothing wrong with that, because we have to stipulate that y is not equal to 0. And that's because if y was 0, we would have 0 divided by 0. And that's not defined. That's one of those universe-ending catastrophes that we hear about in science fiction. No, it's just not defined in mathematics. So yes, that's perfectly fine. We can chop the y off the denominator and chop one of the three y's off the numerator, so we've just got y squared divided by 2 equals 125. We've stipulated that y is not equal to 0, so we're not losing a solution, and then we can run through and say y squared is equal to 2 times 125. Nothing wrong with multiplying both sides by 2. That gives us y squared equals 250. Y is plus or minus the square root of 250, which, if you do a bit of surds, comes out to y equals plus or minus 5 root 10. That's perfectly legal. What we can't do is multiply both sides by 2y equals 125. Right. What we can't do is take this and just bring it up here and say y cubed is equal to 2 times 125 times y. So y cubed is equal to 250y, and then say y cubed minus 250y is equal to 0. Factor out the y, and then say we've got y equals 0 as a solution, and y squared minus 250 equals 0 is a solution, which would then give us y squared equals 250, y equals plus or minus the square root of 250, and that leads us to y equals plus or minus 5 root 10. So we've got three solutions: y equals 0, minus 5 root 10, and plus 5 root 10. That would be wrong, and the reason it's wrong is because we've got 0 as a solution. So if we were going to go down this route of multiplying by 2y, we must again stipulate that y is not equal to 0, and then at the end we can eliminate 0 as a solution. That leaves us with y equals plus or minus 5 root 10 as the only two valid solutions. Okay, one more thing before I go. If this was not the original question, let's pretend that this was not the original question. Let's pretend that our question was y cubed equals 250y. Now it is not okay to cancel y from both sides. Another thing it's not okay is to say divide both sides by y and say or divide by 2y, say, and say then that's equal to 125. That would not be okay, and the reason we can't divide by y or divide by 2y or divide by any other kind of multiple of y is because y equals 0 is a perfectly valid solution. Remember, this is a different question now. This time we have y cubed equals 250y. Now you'll notice that y equals 0 is a perfectly valid solution, and if we try to divide by y to cancel, we're basically doing a divide by 0 error. So that's why if we have this kind of question, we can't just divide both sides by y, we have to bring the 250y across. And then factor out the y. And I think that's what might have caused the confusion. And then we can go ahead and solve for that and get y equals plus or minus 5 root 10. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and maybe I'll look forward to seeing you in some other video. Okay, take care now. Bye bye.